Hello! So, Minecraft 1.18, Caves and Cliffs are here, and the Golem Minions is now on 1.5. So this pack adds a couple of minion bits, but for the most part, it's a big, massive mob update. Okay, I have added so much new stuff. Now, if you just want to go down in the downloads, download the pack, and be on your way and don't watch the video, that is fine. I have added a whole bunch of new books and stuff that should help anyone that gets a bit stuck. But if you want to actually see what has been added, then stick around. Let's go and have a look. So, I've added a whole bunch of ambient mobs. Okay, so to start with, we've got butterflies. Okay, and you can see in here that there's 4 types. Now, what I've done is I've got a billboard above each of these. And then hopefully it should jog my memory. So we've now got this new glass jar. Empty jar. Which I'll show you the recipe for that at the end. But if you use this on one of these, you will receive a butterfly in a jar. So then you can either store that, have it as part of your collection. Or you can even right click it. It basically works like a spawn egg. And then you'll have a new butterfly. And look at that. It's gone straight over to the flower. Have a little munch. Now, a lot of the new mobs in here, or at least the passive ones, you can breed. So if you want to breed yourself some new butterflies, then you can use any of these fruits here. We've got the sweet berries, the melon, and the apple. Okay. And that is the butterfly. It just adds a little bit of life to your world. There are baby variants, which are smaller. If you know anything about butterflies, that makes no sense. But I wasn't adding caterpillars and cocoons, all of that. I wasn't doing that. Next up, we have got the ladybird, and the ladybird is very much the same as the butterfly. I mean, it looks completely different. But it can be caught in a jar, which will give you the ladybird in a jar, and you can breed them. Also, you can put them on a lead as well. I think you can with a butterfly. I can't remember now. Maybe I should have checked. Next up, now these guys are going to spawn at night time, and we have the fireflies. So, weird thing, Minecraft on their Minecon Earth thing, they did show off that they're adding fireflies. I made these yonks ago, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to add them into the pack. So same thing again, if you want to catch them, you can. If you want to breed them, you can. Some sugar or honey, they like sweet things. And if we put it into night, you should see that they do actually light up. It's a little bit tricky. Let's go and grab one of these. And let's fly off a little bit. And you can see that from a distance, they do light up. Now, any of you that are fortunate enough to have an RTX graphics card, like I have, if you put your RTX shaders on, you'll notice that they don't actually glow. So, it's a bit of a sort of, you know, you're getting all this nice dramatic lighting and stuff, but you do lose the glow that they have. Okay? And that also applies to the next mobs that we're going to show off. So, let's turn it back to daytime. Now, I've added, you can see that these are very much based off of the ladybirds, but I've added these new bugs called the infusion bugs. And they're going to drop basically the infusion dusts. Okay, so these guys will spawn at night time, and there's 3 kinds. Now, in the overworld, you're mainly going to get the golden one. Okay, this yellow one in here. There's a very rare chance that you will get the blue one. Okay. And it is possible to actually tame them, or breed them at least. Okay, so the gold ones, you can get glowstone dust, and you can get the low infusion dust. And if you manage to get a couple of them, and get your hands on some glowberries, you can breed them. So you can get yourself to a point where you're farming the low infusion dust. Okay, and then the same with the diamond infusion bug. Okay, so this is the gold infusion bug. This is the diamond one. They drop dust on death. And if you want to breed them, you're going to want some warped fungus. Okay, so this is sort of pushing you towards the nether before you can start breeding them. But there is another version of these, and I will get to that. Also as well, the yellow ones are completely passive. The blue ones are passive until you punch them in the face. No one likes being punched in the face. So they will come for you, and they will try and call their friends as well. So yeah, be warned. Here's one of the super mobs that I've added. A lot of add-ons, mod packs, whatever you want to call them, maps on the marketplace, they like to add these lucky blocks. Okay, lucky blocks are old. Yeah, they've been around for yonks. We're bored of them. I mean, they're all right. They're good, but they're boring now. Okay, so I introduced to you the lucky ducks. Okay, and these guys, they'll spawn naturally. So you can see this guy here with nothing on his back. They're very loud. Typical ducks. They're super loud. They're going to spawn out in the wild, just like your chicken and your pigs and all of that. And they have small chances to spawn with chests on their back. And you can actually see here there are some new chests that I've added. So as well as having the Nether one, the gold... Oh, shoot. No! Stay in there. As well as having the Nether gold and diamond from before, we do now have a pumpkin chest and an emerald chest. Okay? And if you're unlucky, the duck could have TNT on his back. Now, these guys, if I get up here, if you kill them, they're going to drop raw duck, and that can be smelted or cooked into cooked duck. They're also going to drop feathers. So, in this sense, they're very much like a chicken, okay? Except they like water. You're going to notice that they splash around in the water a lot. Now, if any of them have got a chest or TNT on their back, and you kill them, they will drop whatever it is that's on their back. And be warned, if they have TNT on their back, they're not passive. They will come at you and they will try and blow you up. Okay? Now, you can breed these guys using either bread or, from last update, the pumpkin bread that I added. And these guys are very cool. If you want to make yourself a little pond, get yourself some duckies in, okay, you can throw bread at them. And look at that. They've all gone charging for the bread. And you can see the TNT one here. He's got the bread. And he will, after a little bit of time... Oh, you couldn't see it. You could probably hear it. But they will eat the bread. So we've thrown a couple out there. The pumpkin one and the diamond have both got it. And you will see... There we go, look. Nom nom nom. They eat the bread. It doesn't do anything. It's just, you know... Why do people feed bread to ducks in real life? It's just nice, right? So, yeah, that's that. Now, if you do breed them, and you happen to breed one with a chest on its back, there is a chance that the baby will have that chest on its back. There's also a chance that even if the baby hasn't got a chest, when it grows up, it could get a chest, okay? So these guys... You're probably going to want to start farming as early as possible and start getting some of those free chests. But be warned, if they got TNT on their back, you're in trouble. Okay, so that's all the nice stuff. Okay, there's a few more nice ones, but that's the majority of the nice stuff. Okay, now we get on to the hostile mobs. Now, I've added a bunch of new hostile mobs because I wanted to revert all of the vanilla mobs back to their vanilla selves. Okay, there's two reasons for that. One is because a lot of people were getting thrown out and they were like, oh, I didn't know these spawn, or oh, this is faster than normal. So vanilla mobs are all back to normal. Whatever you know about vanilla mobs is still the thing, okay? I also wanted to change how I was doing things, because if some of you guys want to add this pack and mix them in with some other packs, then there shouldn't be any issues with things clashing, basically. But the first hostile mob I'm going to show you is the zombie skeleton. And these, yeah, you could probably tell they're a mix between a zombie and a skeleton, and they're going to either spawn in a melee mode like a zombie, or they're going to spawn with a bow like a skeleton. Okay, and up here we have got their loot tables. So both of them are going to drop rotten flesh and bones. Okay, the melee version, so the ones that basically want to come and tear your face off, they're going to drop either iron nuggets or iron ingots. Okay. And then the ranged version, the ones with the bows, are going to drop arrows or gold ingots. Now, these are going to be rarer drops. And moving along with the rarer drops, there's a slim chance for them to drop either a skeleton skull or some of the low infusion dust. And they can also drop pumpkin chests and the gold chests. So, definitely worth going out and getting. You're probably going to want to collect some of these for later on in the game because there is a new recipe. And also, when you kill these guys, they're not gonna drop a lost soul. Okay, so you can see this soul inside a jar here. I've changed how the souls work. Okay, they're now an actual entity. You can get them in the overworld by killing any of the new zombies, and they're going to spawn, right? But I'm going to explain more about them in a bit when we get round, because there's two versions of this that you can get. One being from the zombies, and one that naturally spawns in the Nether. But anyway, yes. So, zombie skeletons. You can get some iron, you can get your normal bits and pieces, and you can get some rare bits as well. I then introduced to you the Slimey Zombie. Now, when I was originally making this pack, it's for Skyblock and Flat Worlds, and you couldn't normally get slimes on those worlds. It just so happens that since the 1.18 update has come out, slimes do in fact spawn in Flat Worlds now on Bedrock. It used to only be a Java thing, it's now on Bedrock. So I've amended it a little bit, but I wanted to keep it because these guys, I was pretty chuffed with these guys. They've got a little brain inside that you can see. It's probably not doing much. Now, when you kill the adult version, the big guys, they are going to split like a slime. They could spawn into babies, they could spawn into slimes, and they can also, or at least the babies can, produce the lost souls. Okay? Now, in terms of killing them and what do they drop? Obviously, zombie, we're dropping flesh. And you may think we're dropping a lot of flesh. We're going to see more flesh. But you can smelt that down into leather. So think of it like that. It's going to help you make satchels and minion armor and stuff like that. Slime, obviously, Slimey Zombie. And then they also have a chance to drop copper ingots and the high infusion dust. So we can get the low infusion from these guys plus iron and gold. We can get the high infusion here plus copper. So I'm giving you a way, if you are playing this on a flat world or a skyblock, you can start getting some of those ingots early on. Okay, and then we also have a chance of getting either the gold chest or the iron chest. Okay. The next one we've got is the zombie trader. Okay. Now, this is a bit of a troll. You're going to be out and about at night time. You're going to see this dude and you're going to think, oh, a trader. Let's go and check him out. And as you get close, he's going to rip your face off. But they do have some very good drops. So, flesh obviously being a thing. We've got a little bit of leather there. And they also, because they're, once upon a time, they were traders. They also have a chance of dropping the pump coins and emeralds. And because of having that villager essence about them, yes, they can drop villager essence. Okay. And they also drop what used to be called the witch's essence is now evil essence. Because the witches don't drop it anymore. Okay. But these guys do. So if you want to grab yourself some of that, try and kill a bunch of these. And they're also going to drop either the pumpkin chest or an emerald chest. Okay, and all the chests as well, while I think about it, all the chests have had a complete and utter overhaul. I've redone all the loot tables again. I'd say they're better, but you guys will need to let me know how you feel about that. And then the last zombie I want to show you is the invisible zombie. No, not really. I'm lying. Okay, what I've done is I've actually changed. Let's go and grab a spawn egg. I did have the guy in here, but he's despawned. But we have a chance. Okay, so Nether Trader. I wasn't going to show this, but it's here. Can spawn in with some infusion bugs. We obviously have the Animal Trader. But I'm looking for the mob drop. Oh, spoiler. Somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Oh, it's very noisy now. But the mob drop trader that you can see here, okay, will spawn in with this guy who is known as a timid zombie. Oh, it's very noisy. Let's get out. Can we do that? There we go. Right, they're all back in. Ignore these little guys that are flying about. But yes, as you saw there, this guy does spawn in with a zombie, and the zombie isn't attacking any of the villagers because it is a timid zombie, or even a zombie pillager. It does. I've based it on a zombie pillager. Okay. The idea is that the mob drop trader has somehow silenced him. He's made him not aggressive anymore. I don't know how. We don't need to know all of these things. But if you do kill these guys, they have a chance to drop obviously the rotten flesh, but they can also drop emeralds. They can drop the high infusion dust, and they can drop either the pumpkin or the diamond chests. And I've also added that to my traders, so not the default vanilla trader, but to all my custom traders, if you so happen to want to kill them, they can give you emeralds, villager essence, and emerald chests. Okay, so loads and loads of good stuff to be had. And that is about it for all of the overworld mobs. Okay, next we're going to move on to the Nether. So here we have the third infusion bug. Okay, I showed off the yellow and the blue one round there. Now in the Nether, there's a higher chance to get all of the different bugs. Okay, so you can try and grab them and set up a little breeding area. These guys naturally are going to be aggressive. As soon as they see you, they're going to try and attack you. I'm not going to spoil it and tell you what attacks that they've got. But yes, they're aggressive. Trust me. You can catch them. Okay, they're going to drop Nether warts. They have a chance of dropping the Nether infusion dust and even Nether scraps. Rarely, very rarely. Okay, and they can be bred using some crimson fungus. Okay, so just another way to, if you're brave enough to try and farm the infusion dust. The next thing we have is based on the firefly. This is the Nether Fly. And these are very cool because if you're close to them, they're going to give you fire resistance. And by close, it's within 10 blocks. Okay? And just like all of the other flies and bugs and all of that, we can use a jar, we can scoop them up. So this could come in handy. Maybe you want to keep one or two on you just in case you get into a little bit of trouble. You can pop it down, and as long as it stays close, you're going to get that fire resistance effect. Now, if you decide to kill them, they're going to drop these sort of fiery sort of items. We've got the magma cream, the blaze powder, and the blaze rod, and you can breed them with the glow berries. Yeah, glow berries. You can also put them on a lead, and if you have a glow berry in your hand, they will follow you around. I think this guy is actually, yeah, look, they're tracking me right now. So either get yourself a lead or have one of these in your hand, and you could basically walk around with one of these with you and have infinite fire resistance. But we'll see how that goes. You guys might find some problems with that. I don't think it's going to be overpowered because, yeah, if they fly off or, you know, you do something wrong, yeah, we'll see. But yes, just something to help you in the Nether. Now, the next thing is the Wither Archer. So this guy is the same size as a normal skeleton. So there's no trying to build a little too high area and hide from them. They're going to come for you. Okay, they're going to spawn in soul sand valleys, and they're going to drop coal and arrows of decay, so basically wither arrows. They also, as a rare drop, can drop the infusion dust, the Nether variant, and they can drop wither bone fragments and wither bones. Okay, these will be used for something in a little while that I'll explain. They also, as a super rare chance, they could spawn, they could drop a wither skeleton skull, the Nether chest, and the diamond chest. So They can be super rewarding, but they're quite difficult to fight. So, yeah, make of that what you will. Now, the next thing we have is the Hellhound. And these guys are... they're pretty strong. So you can see that they're like a bigger version of the wolf. They've got these evil little horns. When they're aggressive, their backs will fire up. They'll actually glow. I can't really show it off right now. You'll have to go out and investigate yourself. Have a look. But these guys, if you decide to kill them, because they will attack you, they're naturally aggressive. So they're not going to wait for you to accidentally punch one of their mates. They're just going to, if they smell you, they're on you. And they also interact with certain other mobs. Yeah, so wolves normally like skeletons, and they might interact with something else in the Nether. But I'm not going to spoil that. So keep your eyes peeled for if they see any other mobs. Now, they can drop blaze powder. They can also drop the Nether Infusion dust. And they have a chance to drop either the diamond chests or the Nether chests. But the big thing is they can be tamed. Okay? Very much like a wolf wants a bone, these guys want a wither bone. And I'm going to show off what they do in a little while in terms of if you tame them. So make sure you stick around. Carrying on with the Nether mobs. We're nearly at the end. We have got the Strider bat. So this is like the Strider and the Allay have been mashed together, and this is the end result. Now, these little guys, they almost sound like seagulls. They're not meant to sound like seagulls. But they will only spawn in Nether fortresses. Okay, so they're only going to spawn on Nether brick. But they're super cool, okay? They're aggressive on sight. They have a ranged attack that I'm not going to go into. I want you guys to discover it. And they can drop fire charges and flint. So nothing too over the top. They can drop some nice chests, okay? And you can tame them, okay? You can tame them with magma cream. And you're probably wondering, well, why do I want to tame them? Well, they can ride on your shoulder. They're very much like a parrot. They'll ride on your shoulder. If you want to get them off, you need to drop like 2 blocks. A 2-block fall will shake them off. They can be made to sit, and they do something very cool. Okay, they're a ranged attacker, and you can tame them. Okay, so that's all I'm saying with that. And then lastly, for the Nether, we have the Lost Soul, which isn't in there at the moment because they can escape. So I've mentioned it over there. Let's show you what they look like. Hopefully they'll float apart so they're not inside each other. Will they? Maybe. Come on. Come on, guys. They take a little while. So basically, these guys, they can go invisible, as you saw there. Yeah, they're still there. Okay, there you go. Okay, they will randomly go invisible and then reappear. Naturally, they're going to spawn in the Nether, mainly in the Soul Sand valleys. Okay, and when they spawn naturally, they have a chance of spawning with a whole bunch of different items. Okay, now the difference between the Nether version and the ones that come from the zombies that I showed you back there is the zombie ones won't have good loot. Okay, they'll have zombie loot, like they might have a potato or some rotten flesh. But these guys, as with the ones from the zombies, you can scoop them in a jar, and this now replaces the old Lost Soul item that used to just be a mob drop. You've actually got to catch them now. And yes, they do make little gas noises. I don't know why they're not flying about. I don't know if it's something to do with the way I've spawned them out of there. They're acting a little bit derpy. But yeah, you'll find them floating about in the Nether naturally. So, we've done the overworld. We've done the Nether. Now, we're on to the end. Okay? So, carrying on with the theme of the fireflies and the Nether flies, in the end, there are two versions. We have the Chora Fly, so named after the Chorus plant. And these guys, you can tell in the top right there, I've got two effects on the go. These guys actually give you regeneration. Again, you can scoop them, you can breed them, you can tempt them, and if you kill them, they're going to drop some chorus fruit. So nothing too overpowered if you kill them, but get one on a lead, keep it with you, you're going to have regeneration basically. Okay, and then the other guy, the other fly to match this is the Shulk Fly. So these little blue ones, you're going to find these in the end as well. Exactly the same. You can scoop them up in glass jars. These guys actually have a rare chance of spawning shulker shells, and the effect that they give you is slow falling. So having one of these with you could be super helpful, maybe when you start exploring the end cities and you're getting hit by the shulkers. These are like to negate them. Okay, so yeah, if you want to use them, try and use them. If not, I don't know, it's up to you. I thought they were cool though. This was suggested from a guy on one of my streams. So yeah, that's how these guys made it in. Now, I've also added, I tell you what, them souls are so loud. I've also added an Ender Phantom. It's really hard to see because they've got their head stuck. And if I try and spawn one out here, they will set on fire. But these are basically just like the phantoms, but they spawn in the end. Now, they don't care whether you've slept or not. Okay. They're going to spawn regardless, basically. But you can stop them from attacking you by wearing either a pumpkin on your head or a pumpkin helm. Okay. If you're wearing either of those, they'll completely ignore you. Now, if you're lucky enough to kill them, they're going to drop either phantom membranes, obviously, or they can drop an Elytron piece. So this is like a broken piece of an Elytra. I may have added a recipe to craft your own Elytras. So we'll get to the recipes in a bit. They also have a chance of dropping these rare chests here. So yeah, they're definitely worth taking out. It's just a shame they're kind of weirdly stuck in the blocks because they're trying to fly up to the top of the world. Keeping with the things flying around the end, we also have the end bat. Very much like the Strider bat I showed you before. These guys are aggressive. They have a ranged attack. They can drop a variety of goodies, including diamonds. Okay, including these high tier chests. And they can be tamed. And they will do exactly the same as the Strider bats. They'll sit on your shoulder. Okay, or you can get them off by obviously falling 2 blocks or more. And they have a ranged attack as well. Basically, have a go at getting one of these on each shoulder, either these or the Strider ones, and yeah, let me know how you get on. And just like how the Strider bats spawn in the Nether fortresses, these guys will only spawn in the end cities on purple blocks. Okay, so yeah, late on in the game, but these guys are super cool. I definitely recommend trying to get one eventually, and have it as a pet. Now, that is the end of all of the, I could say, normal mobs. I have added 3 mini bosses. Okay. Now, firstly, we have this one, which is the Brood Mother, and I am super hyped about the Brood Mother. Okay, and you're about to understand why when I get to it. So, the Brood Mother has 80 health. It has a melee attack which hits for 10 health points and it blinds you. It can also shoot webs, which once the webs hit you or hit the floor, they will create a cobweb. And they can spawn babies, which you can see in there with her. And the babies, if we can come round, you see this guy has green eyes. The one behind him over there has like brown eyes. And this dude here, oh, has got sort of a greyish colour eye. Depending on which one bites you, they all apply different effects, from hunger to slowness and to poison, if I remember rightly. I think the green's poison, brown's hunger, and this one's slowness. So do be careful, do watch out. But if you take her on and kill her, you can get yourself this fantastic fermented spider eye. Who doesn't want a free spider eye, right? But even better, we can get some high infusion dust. We can get some gold and diamond chests. We can even get a brood mother trophy. So it's kind of like a spider eye on a plaque. And you can even get a brood egg. Now the brood egg I will get to very shortly. I've got a little pen over here. But it might be another pet. We'll get to that though. Another mini boss I've added. Oh, by the way as well, this guy will only spawn in the overworld. The brood mother as a boss does have a slightly smaller, less powerful version that spawns in the Nether. So bear that in mind. The one in the Nether isn't quite as bad, but that more of them will spawn. Staying with mini bosses in the overworld, we also have the slime giant. So you can see this guy is pretty big. He's got that whole slime effect going on. Now this guy has got 100 health. He's got a 10 attack. So a couple of hits and you're going to be, yeah, probably wishing you didn't get into a fight with him. And when you beat him, or her, when you beat it... Oh, I think the Ender Trader just teleported in there. But when you beat this guy, it's going to split into other zombies and slimes. So be careful. If you win the fight, it doesn't mean the war's over. Okay? And this guy, very much like his smaller counterpart, is going to drop all of this stuff. He's also got a chance of dropping any of these chests. And being a mini boss, can also drop this slime giant trophy. Okay? So it gives you some bragging rights to show that you've beaten a boss. And then lastly, carrying on the run of mini bosses, is the Alpha Hound. So this is a variant of the Hellhound, but it's bigger. Okay, it has higher health. It's got 60 health, which doesn't seem like much compared to these, but bearing in mind these guys normally spawn in packs, and it does have a higher attack. And when these guys bite you, it will set you on fire. So yeah, don't take these guys lightly. Now these are only going to spawn in the Nether. The alphas cannot be tamed. Okay, the normal ones you can tame, the alphas you cannot. But if you dare to fight one of these guys and win, we have a chance of these sort of basic stuff like the normal hellhounds. We also have, I think I said it, that you're guaranteed one of these chests. All of these bosses are guaranteed chest drops. Okay, and then we also have an Alpha Hound trophy. It's actually the horn. Okay, it's this guy's horn. Look, he's evil devilish horns. Now let's have a look at the two pets that I've already mentioned. So we've got the brood egg, okay, which drops from the brood mother over here, and it's not always going to drop, so you might have to kill a couple. But if you get yourself one, place it down and you will get this cute little pink spider. Now this spider doesn't care what you're doing. Yeah, it's going to go off and do its own thing. As you can see here, it doesn't care that I'm trying to do a video. But if I were to feed it rotten flesh, you can see it's getting bigger and bigger. And eventually we can tame it. And now she cares what I'm up to. She should rightfully follow me. There we go. You going to come over? Okay. So you can make her sit. Even though... Okay. You sitting? 1.18 has thrown a few bugs into the mix. So if you're having any problems yourself, let me know. But yes, she will sit, so she doesn't follow me anymore. If I take her off of sit, you'll see that she's going to try and follow me. Excellent. She won't take full damage. I've removed full damage. And if I can get her over... So you've probably spotted that I did pick up a saddle. Come over here. Come on. Come on. There we go. They'll follow you like a wolf as well, so they will teleport if they need to. But if you have a saddle and you click her with the saddle, you can see she's wearing... Look at that. She's wearing the saddle. And we can now ride her. And if we... Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Okay, after the derpiness, I've just gone and fixed it. The spider is now working. And as you can see, this guy is pretty quick. I mean, it saves your food, right? And he's got his big old jump. Now, it can't quite climb like a spider. So if I come here, you're going to see that it can't climb. So that's why I've given it this big jump. It will go up one high blocks. So it kind of acts like a horse. Like so. So it will go straight over that. But yeah, that's working fine. So let's move on to the next mob. Okay, so moving on from the spider, from the brood pet, we also have the hellhound. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can, in fact, tame the hellhounds. Not the boss, but the normal-looking ones. Now, you might want to stick on a fire resistance potion. You're going to need to be careful, but if you can manage it and give these guys a couple of wither bones, they can be tamed. And you can tell if they're tamed because they develop this new glowing collar. Okay, and these guys, just like the spider, can be ridden. This will probably be as derpy as the spider. So as you saw there, I could sit it down and whatnot. It can jump. There we go. And this guy, I can control fine. Look at that. Ah! Me and my doggo. Oh, we've crashed. But yes, this is working fine. I need to relook at what was going on with that spider. And you've probably noticed as well that I get fire resistance when I'm riding this guy. Because it can, in fact, swim through lava. Okay, so I might have replaced the strider. Yeah, this guy can be ridden through lava. It can jump. Not very well, but it can jump. You can make it... Oh. You can make it sit. If you sneak, look, you can make it sit or stand. And it will even fight for you. It is a wolf. It will help you in battle. So, yeah. It's going to be a bit of work to get yourself the wither bones. But if you persevere, a very, very cool mount. If I say so myself. Now then. I want to show off some of the new recipes, and then I want to show off some changes. Well, we've got one new minion and a couple of changes to some of the existing minions. So, the souls, as I was saying before, instead of having a soul item that drops from mobs, you actually need to catch the souls in jars, and then you can make the bundle of souls. And these are used for some of the crafting recipes later on for the summoners, the animal spawner, the mob spawner, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's a new one. I've also made it that you can now craft the chests. Okay? So, if you want a rare chest or an epic chest, you can craft them. They're a little bit expensive, but this is more for sort of late game. If you've got farms set up that you're getting the infusion dust, then basically, yeah, you can create your own chests. Okay? If you fancy it. It's there if you want it. If not, don't worry about it. I've also added transfusions. So the infusion dust, okay, can now be used to actually upgrade certain materials into others. So if you take 2 iron ingots and some of the low infusion dust, it will then give you 2 gold ingots. Okay, it's like it upgrades it. You can then take 2 gold ingots with some of the high infusion dust and turn those 2 gold into a diamond. Okay? And then, you probably know what's coming. You can take 4 diamonds and some Nether Infusion Dust, and you can turn that into netherite scraps. So, I don't know. Maybe you can farm all of this stuff. Okay? Now, as I said earlier, you can get skeleton skulls now from the zombie skeletons. And if you grab yourself a bunch of these wither bone fragments, you can make yourself wither skulls. Okay? It just makes them a little bit easier. I thought it would be fun to add that in. So if you fancy using it, use it. If not, don't use it. I've also added a recipe for saddles, just in case you want one. In a pinch, you can make this relatively easy. It's quite a common recipe that a lot of people add to different packs, so I've added it here. And then on to the good stuff. So we have a recipe for an Elytra. So if you remember, the Ender Phantom over here that's derping out in the ceiling can drop these Elytron pieces. And that can then be used to make the Elytra. Okay, so if you get 4 of them, it's not too bad. Okay, but trying to kill them guys is going to be a bit of a nightmare. I've also added a recipe to turn coarse dirt into normal dirt. So if you're playing on a sky block, obviously get yourself to the point where you can make gravel. Merge the gravel with your dirt and then put 8 of the coarse dirt and a wooden hoe into your crafting grid, and it will give you 8 normal dirt. It just makes it a little bit easier than putting all the coarse dirt down, tilling it all, and then digging it back up. Okay. The glass jars is just glass panes, like so. I've also added mini boats. Okay. We've now got a mini spruce, well, the mini oak boat, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, dark oak, and even the nether wood variants. So if I actually grab these out, we pop this down, you can see it's a very tiny little boat. And when you break them, they will drop just like a normal boat should. Now, the reason we've added mini boats is because a lot of you found in the last update that I had left the fishing satchel in, but there was no fisher. There is now a fisher, okay? Some of you guys would have already seen it in my community post. But yes, we now have a fishing minion. And this is now a good chance as well for me to show you. So when you spawn in at the beginning now, the starter guide has shrunk, okay? It's a lot smaller than it was before. And it doesn't tell you about all of the different minions. It tells you about the new recipes. And it tells you a few bits and pieces, okay? But if you want to know more about minions, then make them, okay? And what I mean by that is, so you've started a new world, okay? You've got yourself your spawn minion. You've made your first minion. You pop it down. Boom. You can see there I just got given a book called the starter minion. And this is now going to tell me how to use the minion, okay? Now, while I'm here, I want to give this guy a fisher's satchel. And when I do this, I'm going to get another book. There you go. We have the fisher. And this is going to tell me everything I need to know about the fisher. Okay. Now, the fisher doesn't move around much. He doesn't do much wandering. He just wants a boat. And when I pop this boat down, if I pop the boat down there, he doesn't care. He knows that that's no good. Okay. You can't try and trick this guy. He's not stupid. He's a little bit stupid, but he's not completely stupid. But if we put it in the water, look at that. He's going to rush over. He's in the boat. And now, every, I think it's 15 to 60 seconds, he will randomly fish up some loot. And it's not from the normal fishing loot table. So he's having a bit of a yawn there, a bit of a stretch. But he has got a custom loot table. Okay. And I've hinted a few times in my Discord. Oh, there we go. What do we get? We got a bone. So you're going to need to set up a collector nearby to be able to collect all of this. But one piece of advice I would give you guys is have a look and have a think about why I might have added nether boats. Nether wood boats. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And the last thing, before you go and this has been requested by quite a few of you guys, is can we tame the soldier, or can we tame the archer? Yes, we can. So just like the other guy, when I give these guys satchels, I'm going to get a book. The soldier. Okay, and it's going to explain in here what the soldier does and how they work. Okay, we've also got the same for the archer. Boom. But the biggest change is if I actually give these guys some pumpkin bread, okay, they're now tamed. They're now pets, and they're now going to follow me. Let me grab myself a command stick. Do you know what? First, I'm going to dye them. Okay, so this big white strip down them and the heart in the middle, you can change it. Okay, you can dye them whatever colour you like. Okay, the overall green on the outside I've kept the same, just them from a distance. You can see what they are. But, yeah, you can dye them. And then if you put them into follow mode, and say I put my stick away, because I'm out fighting, we're out having a fight, yeah? They're still going to follow me, okay? To the point that it's actually quite hard to shake them off. Okay, they're quick, yeah? When they're in follow mode, if you've tamed them, they're quick. Look at that. They teleport up. They act just like doggos. And if I go and punch something in the face, they're going to go and punch it in the face too. And if that thing punches me in the face, they're still going to go and punch that thing in the face. So yeah, lots and lots of changes. Now, this is the last update, okay? I might come back with a 1.5.2, yeah, or 0.3, like a little, oh, someone's found something a bit broken, like the spider. We showed off the spider. The spider was acting all derpy. I might come back and do some, well, I will come back, and if there's any bugs that are breaking the game, I will come back. But in terms of content now, that is the pack done. I've put a lot of work into this. If we actually look, if I go into here and we type in satchel, you can see there that we're rocking what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 24 different satchels. And bearing in mind, that doesn't include, yeah, you've got all of the different villagers as well behind the villagers satchel. You've just seen all of the new mobs that have been added. There's so much stuff to this add-on now that I think I'm done adding things. This pack has been like amazing for me to learn how to make add-ons and do bits and pieces, and I've had loads and loads of fun. But now I want to get on and play it. I want to do my own little let's play and play through and get all the way to the end and kill the dragon and get myself an ender bat on my shoulder and fly around. But yeah, that's it. So hopefully you guys can appreciate why this update has taken so long. There's a lot of new stuff. If you do, hit that like button. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you've got any problems, if you need any help or anything like that, check the description below. There is a link to my Discord. Come and hang out, not just with me, but the rest of my Discord community. We're all, well, for the most part, most of us are playing the pack. We're all giving it a go. We're all sharing ideas. People have got different designs for the miners, for the infusers. There's all sorts going on. And actually, it's just dawned on me. I have changed. I forgot to give this guy a little area. The high minion infuser is now based on deep slate. Okay, when this guy turns stone, let's get some stone. Where are we looking? Can we find it? There it is. Yeah, instead of turning it into normal ores, he's actually going to turn it into deep slate ores. And if it fails, which it probably will, it will turn it into just deep slate. There we go. Okay, so yeah, a new way to get some deep slate. So the yellow guy will obviously get you your low tier ores. This guy can now go for the deep slate, and the Nether infuser will obviously get you Nether blocks. And there you go. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now. That has been nearly an hour. I have been flapping my gums. My throat is sore. I need a drink. I need a rest. And I've got to get this video up. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the pack. Yeah, as I say, let us know. Discord down below. And until the next one, take care. Stay cool. Bye-bye.